my whole life. But when you think about what we're doing here, and I really kind of regret that I was unable to, but the folks in New Jersey thought I needed to work for them for a while. This is what the Grange is about. Families, friends, fellowship. You know, all the other stuff comes about because of family, friendship, and fellowship. We would have no community service. We'd have no educational projects. We'd have no legislative program without the base of family, friendship, and fellowship. Think about what it means to you. You get to come here and watch your dear friends embarrass themselves. And then you get to be up front and do it for them. And isn't that what it's all about? We develop our friendships because of our shared experiences. Now, I still remember when Judy came to National Grange for the first time as a delegate. That's a while back, isn't it? We won't tell you how long ago that was, because that dates both of us. But you know what? Within days after she arrived, she had lots of friends. And there was already people she was going to get even with. I have a hunch my name's moving rapidly toward the top. And I will tell Judy one thing. Judy, I don't sing. I refuse to inflict that upon my fellow members. But I want you to realize, everything we have in the Grange is because we believe in something. It is not come about by accident. When those 7 men and 1 woman, and we often forget about her, but when they sat down and they talked about forming a grand national organization, one that would make people's lives better, they made family and friendship, the fraternal aspect of this organization, a keystone. It was the first thing they put in. Think about it. And can you imagine the audacity of 7 men, most of whom were in their 30s and 40s, and a woman, all sitting around going, we're going to start a national organization. Think about that. How many of you would like to be in their position? Sitting around a table going, we're going to start something. And yet, in our way, each of us is there. Think about it. Does not each one of us every month sit around a Grange meeting hall and discuss what we can start in our communities? We have the same abilities that those 7 men and 1 woman had in 1867. Every last one of us in this room have that power to initiate anything because we have the organization they dreamed of. How many of you have pride in your heart when you say, boy, I belong to the Grange? Yeah. And let me tell you, as I travel this country and I get on airlines, there are people all over this country who are going, boy, I learned more about the Grange on this plane trip than I ever bargained for. And it's because I believe in this organization. We have an organization that takes shy people who are embarrassed to get up in front and make fools out of themselves. We teach them it's okay. The ones laughing have already been up here, right? But we take people who dream about someday standing in front of a couple people and sharing their ideas, and we put them on a stage. We take people who say, oh, geez, all I like to do is help somebody. And we make him chairman of our community service project. And what we do is we turn people into doers. We turn people into achievers. And if you will be honest, I'll lay odds, every person in this room has done something in the Grange they never dreamed they would do. In fact, you may still be a little shocked that you actually did it. Think about it. How many people here join the Grange to come to the Northeast Lectures Conference? Oh, come on, Marge. You didn't join the Grange to come here. It's just that once you found out about it, you wouldn't miss it, right? But the thing is, we have to believe. This organization has so many things going for it. And the only reason that any Grange anywhere ever fails is because the members forget to believe. Do you believe what I'm saying? Well, I tell you, belief is the first step to everything. Those 7 men and 1 woman, for whatever reason, they believed they could start a national organization that would benefit farmers and their families and rural America. How many of you believe your Grange can make a difference in your community? Yeah. How many of you seen your Grange make a difference in your community? How many of you have been surprised when you've been the chairman of the event that made the difference? Yeah, think about it. And we take our organization for granted. We go to Grange every month. We show up at those projects. We go to those fun events. We pull our wallet out and go to the fundraisers. And we just think, this is the way life is. And out there, in every community, there are dozens of people. There are hundreds of families. There are thousands across every state who want what we have, and they don't know we're here. And the first step to getting them into our organization is each one of us has to take the message home to our fellow members that we believe this organization is not only viable, but we're growing. We're excited. We're full of energy. Now, when I walked in here and I heard Sherry say, well, we don't know where Ed is. And then Sue yelled, he's here. You guys surprised me. Not the amount of energy that was in the room. Well, I haven't done anything yet. I walked through the door. But I will say, it is wonderful when you get a standing ovation when you just walk through the door, but it's just in the bar. It makes whatever you do from that point, you've got to really excel. But what I want you to do is, if there's only one thing you take home from this weekend, it's that you believe in our future. Because if you don't believe in our future, what are the rest of the members back home going to think? That's right. They're going to think that, right? Why did they go to that? Well, I hope everyone took lots of pictures of Judy and Rusty. Videos. Well, I will request a copy of that because at National Session we will have at one of the lunches a blooper reel of videos.
We're the stars!
I hate to say this, but Janet's been taping my YouTube things and I already know who's the star. It's one of the things that the star is not necessarily a good thing. Grange staff believes just as much as I do about our future. They believe that the path is bright. Now, everyone's gotten to know Rusty since he's gotten here, right? Yeah. Now, was he a pretty good choice? Usually I have to work to get him to turn red. Hourly event. Well, let me tell you, I went to the Washington State Grange session this year, and I saw Rusty in action. And let me tell you, I'm very proud that he's on our team, because he handles whatever's thrown at him with grace. I could say dignity, but that might be an exaggeration. But we're really fortunate to have him on the team. And Sister Judy, she has been one of our fantastic lecturers for the National Grange. And if you think about it, both of them, I am absolutely sure, have exemplified that principle that they believe in this organization, right? Well, I want to assure you, every other staff member and officer we have feels the same way. Now, not all of them are as brave as Rusty to stand up and do some of the things he does. But they believe just as strongly as he does. And we are dedicated, both the officers and the staff, to make sure that you have whatever it takes to be successful. Which means if you need something for the lecturer's department, I want you to just scream bloody murder at Judy. Because then she's going to call Samantha. Well, no, I want to talk to you first. And if they don't get any response there, I know who's going to get the next phone call. But we are dedicated to working for you. And the whole premise is, you have the power. And that's one of the things I believe since I was a 14-year-old shy teenager. And I do assure you, I was shy at one time. I think it lasted 45 minutes or so. As a 14-year-old young teenager, I was no different than most other teenagers. Except I was fortunate to belong to a Grange where the members encouraged me to take chances. And when I made a darn fool out of myself, they chuckled and they pointed out how I could have done it better. I still remember standing there with one of the respected members of our little community, killing bats. Yeah, we had bats behind the stage curtain. And at the time I didn't think it was abnormal that a 70-year-old gentleman and a 14-year-old teenager would have enjoyment doing the same thing. But the thing is, those members, they're the ones who told me what we were doing was worth it. That no matter how hard we had to work, no matter what disappointments we had, no matter what obstacles we found, what we believed it was worth it, and in the end would reward all of us. Think about that. That is as true today as it was way back yonder when I was 14. And that gets further away every year. Yeah, at least I remember being 14. Did I say you didn't remember? Think about it. This organization brings out the best in people. It makes you better than you ever dreamed of. I will tell you at age 14 when I joined the Grange, if someone had ever told me I would have a state leadership position, I would have laughed at them. And if they would have said, you will someday have a national Grange position of leadership, not only would I have laughed, but I would have told them they were absolutely out of their mind. Think about it. At age 14, did any of us know where we'd be? Heck, I wanted to be an astronaut or a cowboy. which in the Grange starts at age 14, we start developing into the people we want to be. And the Grange is the place that does it. And what we have to do, our task, all across this country, is to convince our own members that their belief is not only important, but it's vital. Because if we don't believe in what we're doing, if we don't act, and we don't really feel the emotion of what we're doing, we will never put into practice the plans that will make it a reality for our community. It is all about belief. Every time I run into a Grange member who says, "Oh, I don't think the future is very bright," I just want to slap them. I restrain myself. Clay taught me that.
Which to slap it or restrain?
A little of both, Clyde. Yeah, Clyde does not suffer fools easily. In fact, he doesn't suffer anyone easily. See, I've been picking on the front row. Now he is back there. But the thing is, it is all about belief. If you really believe in something, does not all of your efforts go into making that a reality? And I'll tell you, the Grange is growing. The Grange is going to be in a period of expansion and growth and excitement. And I don't say that because I just want to believe it. I believe it with every fiber of my being. And we have evidence. I hope Rusty's been sharing some of it with you. And I'll tell you, the best thing I've done since last November is travel this country and have membership meetings with people just like you and I all across this country. At this point, I've been in about 25 states. And you know what I'm hearing over and over and over? This is great. The National Grange is doing what we want. They act surprised. They shouldn't be. And they're excited that someone is telling them they're going to be successful. And they want to hear it. Our membership wants to hear that the leadership believes and has confidence in them. How many of the people here came knowing that you're going to take something home to your Grange that will make your Grange a better Grange? Yeah. How many of you came here knowing that you have the opportunity to influence some national officers and directors?
Oh, yeah.
You know, there is nowhere in this country like New England. New England has a unique reputation.
Oh, dear.
They generally play well together. And it's primarily because of their close proximity. And last year, or actually it was this January at the Northeast Leaders Conference, the very first one of those,
Yes.
where New York has become a part of this tight-knit region. And what I saw there was really positive and reassuring. Because I saw people change plans because New York said, "Can we do that?" And then other people went to New York members and said, "Oh, by the way, you are doing this." "Oh, by the way, we expect you to do this." And what we had was, just like in our community Granges, here in a regional basis, a group very familiar with each other, long-time relationships, they opened their arms and said, "Come on in!" Didn't they, New York?
Yes.
Yeah, I watched this and I thought, this is what the Grange is about. We open up our arms to other Grangers. We open our arms up to non-members. anybody who wants to be a part of our organization. Don't you think what we do is worth believing in?
Yes.
Don't you think most of our members need to have that belief reinforced?
Yes.
Yes, and that is what you are here for this weekend, this week. You are going to take home all the energy. You don't have to take home the embarrassment. Unless they videoed it, in which case, sorry, it's posterity now. But I want you to realize everything starts in this organization with a belief. There are so many things we believe in that are part of us as Rangers. When you see an American flag, doesn't your heart swell? Don't you feel pride when you see a soldier walking down the street? That is part of who we are as Range members. We believe in America. This is the greatest country in the world. And we believe in that Bible. We believe in a supreme being. We have no care of how you choose to worship that supreme being in your own way. But that is one of the principles of our organization, is that we believe there's something greater than us. And it ain't the government. We believe in something of value and that's lasting. And most important, in people. We believe some sweet lady from Tennessee can stand up and be our national lecturer. We believe that an 18-year-old young man can become a Grange member and turn into your leadership, membership, development director. We believe that some of our 5-year-olds can join the Junior Grange and achieve anything. We believe that people can become whatever they choose to believe. Think about it. Like I started with. How many of you here truly believed when you joined the Grange that someday you'd be sitting right here in Farmington, Maine? Yeah, how many of you knew where Farmington, Maine was when you were Farmington? Yeah. And right there we found out where you live. That's right. But as you really understand, nothing in this world will happen until you believe. Because until you believe in something, you don't brag about it. Until you believe in it, you don't influence others. Until you believe, you don't do anything to make reality. And that is the beginning of everything. Brothers and sisters, I believe in this Grange. I believe in our organization. I believe in our success. And I know we've had ups and we've had downs in this organization. And I believe we will continue to have ups and downs, because that's the nature of life. But I believe that no matter when we go down or how long we go down for, we will always come back up, as long as we believe and do the things that are necessary. Brothers and sisters, it is indeed a pleasure and a privilege to come and speak to my fellow members. But you know what? I have no doubt in my heart you believe as deeply as I do. Right?
Right.
If you hadn't said anything, I didn't worry. Brothers and sisters, we each have to go back home to our Granges, go home to our Pomonas. And even when we're traveling on vacation, you know, those of you who don't have to go to work every day, you're retired, you have very little time. When you get that opportunity to visit your grandkids or your friends in other states, you've got to share that belief with those people, be they next door or across the country. We have to become one voice all across America. about what we believe in. What a wonderful country we have. What a great creator. And what a wonderful organization. Because it is up to each of us to share that belief with everybody. And you know what? Some of them are going to join you. Because you stand for something. You believe in something. And they want to be a part of us. And it is up to you to carry that message. Because each of us is just one small voice. Yeah, guess what? I'm one small voice. I just have a little more volume than others. But the thing is, as one small voice, you never know who you're going to influence. You may leave here and next week talk to some non-member about your belief in the Grange. And 40 years from now, they'll be standing in front of a group of members as a new national master. You don't know what you may unlock in someone else just by sharing your belief in this organization. Brothers and sisters, and that is a title I think is the highest title in our organization.
Yes.
Brothers and sisters. That is the very essence of who we are as family.
No.
And brothers and sisters, let's continue having a great conference. I think I've talked long enough. Clyde is terrified I might continue because he's seen me before. And I will tell you, my record is 10 and a half hours continuous. I have no intention of ever breaking that record. Praise God. And I do want to wish you the very best, and I am really looking forward to today, the remainder of the activities today and tomorrow morning. And brothers and sisters, if you have any questions for me, please catch me at some point this evening, and I'll do my best to answer them. So thank you very much, and remember, we believe!
We believe!